Hi there, Leo Quinn here, and it's a breezy but sunny Saturday afternoon here in my little town. I wanted to use this time to show you the opportunity for local email profits in a small town. Now, according to the last census, Ballston Spa had 5,556 people, and the village itself encompasses 1.6 square miles. So we're going to go on a driving tour right now, and I'll show you the businesses I know about, the businesses I go to, and you'll see that there is quite a bit of opportunity in a small town. Okay, we're going to start at the top of town, and this is Route 50. This is a major thoroughfare between Schenectady and Saratoga, and most of the businesses in town are on this main drag and off to the left, and the first left here on Front Street. Okay, we're coming up to the traffic light, so I can give you a quick tour of some of these businesses. The first one here on the right is the Pizza Works. You've got Anna's Flowers down there. O'Brien's Pharmacy right over here. I've been to the Pizza Works quite often, but I haven't been back in probably 6 months. They do have my address because when I call, they know my name. So they use their caller ID, and apparently they have some sort of computer program that tells them who is calling and the address. And they also tell me what I've ordered before. So they have that technology, they don't use it. They do send out postcards throughout the village, but they're addressed to resident. So I know they're not using their database to its full strength. Continuing on down, we've got the Brickyard Restaurant. That's new, Tavern and Grill. Got a Village Coffee Shop here. The Village Liquor Store over here on the left. Whole Food and Tea Company. Various other businesses. Coming up here on the left, you'll see St. Mary's Church and St. Mary's School, where in the late 70s, early 80s, you could have found a certain helmet-haired little kid roaming the hallways. There's a Domino's pizza place out of business. Up here on the right, we have JJ's Ice Cream Shack. There's a foreign car auto place. There's Russell's Deli. JJ's is a seasonal ice cream shop. You probably want to avoid working with companies like that that are only open 2 or 3 months a year. I've only just started going to the auto repair place, and I know they didn't collect my email address. They do have my address. Haven't gotten anything from them yet. Let me tell you about Russell's Deli. 2 years ago, that was a Quiznos. Before that, it was a liquor store, and before that, for many years, it was a pharmacy. But Quiznos was there for 2 or 3 years, and on opening day, I went in, and they had 12 people working there. I know because I asked. The place was mobbed. 2 years later, you could have landed a plane in there at lunchtime and never hurt anybody. They did have a old dusty fishbowl in there, so they were trying to collect business cards, but they weren't doing anything with that information, and within 2 years, they were out of business. So another example of a business who was trying to do something good, but didn't follow up. And if they had followed up, I can assure you they'd have a much better chance of being successful. I went into Russell's Deli the first week it opened, was very happy with the sandwich I got. At that point, they did not have any way to collect my name and address. I don't know if that's changed in the 6 months they've been open, but I will go in and find out. There's I Love New York Pizza, that's brand new. There's a Dunkin' Donuts. And an ice cream shop and a Hot Diggity Dogs. That's a new place. Well, since it's lunchtime and I like hot dogs, I'm going to give Hot Diggity Dogs a try. I'll be interested to see if they try and collect my name and email address. Nope, no surprise there. No way to capture my name and address at Hot Diggity Dogs, but I got the next best thing, a business card with the name of the owner on it. So she'll be hearing from me. And I also got a couple dogs, which I'm now going to have for lunch. Got a grocery store here. There's the dry cleaner. There's a Subway back in there. You probably can't see it. Bunch of various stores here, including a gym, cards and gifts, video store, spa paint and decorating, another liquor store. Here's a restaurant called 50 South. Used to be Leo's Diner, coincidentally. Here's the Pampered Pooch and Pals pet shop, where I buy my bird seed. I come here once a month to buy my bird food, and they do something right. They've got what they call their Pampered Pooch and Pals buyer's card. And every time I spend $5, I get a punch, and once I've gotten, looks like 20 punches, I'll get $5 off. So they do. That's something they do well. Unfortunately, they don't know how to get in touch with me. If I started buying my bird seed somewhere else and I hadn't been there in 6 months, they'd have no way to send me an email or a postcard and say, hey, could you come on back? Hope we didn't do anything to offend you. But they don't have that information. So simple to do, also simple not to. Okay, here we are back on Front Street. And we've got the Whistling Kettle tea shop. We've got the hydroponics store that's relatively new. I haven't been in the Whistling Kettle in a long time, but the last time I was there, they did not collect any sort of information in the shop. They do have a website where they do collect my email address, and they do send a newsletter every once in a while, but there isn't ever any special incentive for me to come back. It's always just a newsletter about the types of tea they have. So that's a good start, but they could be doing much more. We've got a new business here that I didn't only notice yesterday, the Chicory's Brasserie. Got the Sunset Cafe. Got the Front Street Deli over here. We got the Medbury Inn and Spa. We got a new restaurant called 51 Front Street. And finally, the last business here on Front Street, the Village Bakery. That one's been here for about a year. I've been to the Village Bakery once. That was about a year ago during its opening week. At that point, they had no way to collect my name and email address, and I've never heard from them again. And I easily could be convinced to go back. It's just that it's easier for me to get my cookie needs somewhere else. The Front Street Deli I go into every once in a while, maybe once every other couple months if I'm walking by at a time when I want to eat. Again, be very easy to convince me to come back more often, but they don't collect any sort of information to get back in touch with me. The last business I'll show you here in town is the Village Sweet Shop. The Village Sweet Shop has been open for a little over 3 months. I went in there for the first time this week, and of course they're not collecting any sort of name and email address. And they have, unfortunately, I think, in my opinion, very little hope of surviving without getting the name and address of all their customers. So again, another wasted opportunity to collect the name and address of someone who lived nearby and was willing to come in and spend money. So there you have it, a quick tour of my town and the opportunity available for local email profits. I like all the businesses I talk about. I go to them when I can. I like to support our local business people. They're really the backbone of this country. And when you invest in local email profits, you can help your local entrepreneurs and business owners as well. Thanks again for watching.